Revelations from NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden. He claims Britain collects, stores and shares data from monitoring global email and social networks with US security agencies. Let's get more of this from RT's Tessa Asilla in London and Ghana Chichikan in Washington, D.C. Evening to you both. Tessa, if I can start with you first. This is a new twist then to the leaks on global surveillance we've been getting in the last few hours. Bring us up to speed.
Certainly a new twist, and it reveals a vast and encompassing program operation in place by the GCHQ here in the UK. It shows that they had been collecting and storing vast quantities of information ranging from Facebook posts to phone calls, as well as even internet histories. Basically, they have had access to fiber optic cables that carry the world's phone calls. If you remember, even the NSA said that they did not record phone calls, but according to these latest revelations by Edward Snowden, that up to 600 million quote-unquote telephone events last year were recorded a day by the GCHQ. You can imagine the vast amount of data that they are now able to tap into, to store and to analyze and share with the US's National Security Agency or the NSA. And if you look at the documents that Snowden had provided, the titles of some of the main components were Mastering the Internet or Global Telecom Exploitation. Clearly, there's no doubt as to what the objectives of these programs were, having put them in a place. And also the fact that the technology exists right now and that they have been in place for the last 18 months is really a terrifying thought for private citizens, because this kind of vast and encompassing kind of technology does not distinguish between innocent private citizens and targeted suspects. And that has brought up the concern, of course, of security versus infringement of privacy. And also there's another point to be made here, that the Guardian believes and reported that about the people who had access to the GCHQ's database were about 850,000 NSA employees and private contractors with top security clearance. That's a lot of people with access to private information of UK citizens and beyond. And also, according to Edward Snowden, the GCHQ have been even worse than the US in their spying efforts here.
Tessa Asilla, thanks for that. Let's go to Washington now. Our correspondent Ghana Chichikan's there. Ghana, on top of these revelations we're hearing now tonight, of course, we've also only just been learning more about the US and the fact, of course, it's no stranger to sweeping surveillance from the revelations that have come out in the past few weeks.
Well, Kevin, these revelations, of course, reveal the scale of and the scope of cooperation between U.S. and British intelligence services, which doesn't come as a surprise. We knew about the NSA's intercept station at Menwith Hill in North Yorkshire in the UK. We knew that the U.S. And British spy agencies have worked very closely. But from these revelations, we learned how data collection has evolved and how dramatically it has expanded over the years. One internal document quotes the head of the NSA, General Keith Alexander, on a visit to the NSA's intercept station at Menwith Hill in the UK. So here's the head of the NSA, General Keith Alexander, in June 2008. Asking, why can't we collect all the signals all the time? Sounds like a good summer project for Menwith. U.S. officials are now up in arms, of course, defending this massive collection of data, saying nobody's listening to your phone calls or reading your emails. They say it's the metadata that they're interested in, the call logs showing who called whom, from which location, and for how long. But as Tessa was reporting, Edward Snowden's revelation showed that they have an easy access to content as well. Snowden also claims that the FISA court, basically the secret the FISA court in the U.S. basically rubber stamps warrants for that kind of information gathering. And the documents showed that the FISA court lets NSA use data snagged, quote-unquote, inadvertently. That's the word that they use. So they basically give a warrant to target suspects, but the court also says it's okay if you inadvertently, kind of accidentally, spy on millions of people. So if you accidentally collect millions of other communications, of course, the use of that word, it would be funny if it were not said.
Just keeps unravelling, doesn't it? Tessa Asilla in London, Ghana Chichikan in Washington, D.C. there. Thank you both for that. And then we invite you to go to our website, rt.com, where we're keeping 24/7 up to speed on this story. Latest from America coming in overnight as well, as we get more on it. Also, we invite you to join in the debate on our Facebook page too.